should not be associated with the militancy and terrorism. The Prime Minister said peace should not be jeopardized, as it's the foremost condition of all development through which everybody can be benefited. Appreciating the activities of the Qawmi madrasas, the Prime Minister said millions of children, mostly poor and orphan, are taking education in those madrasas. Sheikh Hasina asked the Alim Ulama to work together to impart competitive education to Qawmi madrasa students so that they can serve the nation in future and contribute to the national development along with the government. Pointing out the conflicts among Muslims across, the Prime Minister said the discords are benefiting the arms producers at the cost of Muslims' blood. Sheikh Hasina said there is no place for militancy, terrorism and corruption in Bangladesh. Bangladesh want to prove that Islam is a religion of peace, and it would be a peaceful, prosperous and developed country. Sheikh Hasina sought dua from Alim and Ulama, saying she would get opportunity to serve them again if her government is elected for another term in the office. The Executive Committee of National Economic Council, ECNEC, has approved 39 development projects involving 86,686 crore and 95 lakh taka. The approval was given at the ECNEC meeting held at NEC conference room in the city's Shere Bangla Nagar, with ECNEC chairperson and Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina in the chair today. Cabinet members, members of Planning Commission and concerned high officials were present. After the meeting, Planning Minister A.H.M. Mustafa Kamal briefed the reporters. He said the ECNEC approved 39 projects, of them 31 are new and 8 are revised projects. A.H.M. Mustafa Kamal said of the total cost 66,466 crore and 51 lakh taka will come from national exchequer. 313 crore and 21 lakh taka from the organization's own funds, while 19,907 crore and 23 lakh taka will come from the project assistance. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has said there is no doubt that the upcoming parliament election will be impartial, as all the elections held under Awami League government were free, fair and impartial. She said this in her opening speech at the dialogue with 14-party alliance at Gonobhavan in the capital this evening. The Prime Minister said the party or alliance getting people's mandate in the election will form government. Describing voting a democratic right, Sheikh Hasina urged all to support Awami League in the upcoming election to continue the development trend. Earlier, 14-party alliance leaders felicitated Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina with bouquets.
Visiting Singaporean Foreign Minister Dr. Vivian Balakrishnan has underscored speedy repatriation of the Rohingya people from Bangladesh who fled atrocities of the Myanmar government forces. Dr. Vivian Balakrishnan put the emphasis when she paid a courtesy call on Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina at Ganabhavan this morning. After the meeting, Prime Minister's Press Secretary Ihsanul Karim briefed the newsmen. Dr. Vivian Balakrishnan said Singapore wants to see quick repatriation of the Rohingya people from Bangladesh, otherwise their prolonged stay could lead them to be engaged in terrorism. The Singaporean Minister appreciated starting of the repatriation process of the Rohingyas and put emphasis on ensuring security after their return to their homeland. Dr. Balakrishnan informed the Prime Minister that the Myanmar government has invited the ASEAN countries to visit Rakhine State to see the condition of the Rohingyas there. In this regard, Sheikh Hasina praised the international community for their assistance in rehabilitation of the Rohingya people. Mentioning that her government has allocated land for Singaporean investors in special economic zones, the Prime Minister urged the Singaporean entrepreneurs to invest in the zones in a larger volume. Foreign Minister of Singapore Vivian Balakrishnan has said Bangladesh is a glowing example of providing human assistances to forcibly displaced Rohingya people. He said a long-term plan is needed to solve the Rohingya crisis. The Singaporean minister said this while visiting Balukhali Rohingya camp at Ukhia in Cox's Bazar today. Foreign Minister Abul Hassan Mahmud Ali, Cox's Bazar Deputy Commissioner Kamal Hussain and Refugee Relief and Repatriation Commissioner Abul Kalam were also present. The Singaporean Foreign Minister also visited Zero Line at Tumru border in Bandarban. Chief Election Commissioner K.M. Nurul Huda is set to declare the schedule for the 11th parliamentary election on November 8. The CEC will announce the schedule for the forthcoming parliamentary elections and address to the nation on the day. Election Commissioner Brigadier General retired Shadat Hussain Chaudhry told reporters at a press conference after the meeting of Election Commission at Nirbachan Bhavan in the capital today. EC Secretary Helaluddin Ahmed was present. Earlier, the CEC held a meeting with commissioners at the Commission office to fix the date to announce the schedule for the next parliamentary polls this afternoon. Besides, another meeting of the Election Commission was held this morning with Chief Election Commissioner K.M. Nurul Huda in the chair. The Commission finalized the draft rules for using electronic voting machine (EVM) in the general election. Awami League General Secretary and Road Transport and Bridges Minister Obadul Kader has said dialogue and movement cannot go side by side. The minister said this while briefing newsmen on the contemporary issues at Secretariat today. Observing that the ice has started melting on political issues through dialogue, the minister said door of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina is always open for dialogue. Obadul Kader said the dialogue was successful so far. Dialogue will continue and demands and proposal will be discussed, the minister added. He urged the Election Commission to take necessary measures so that the foreign observers can inspect the polls. Obadul Kader said there is no relation between dialogue and Khaleda Zia's case. He said her cases are matters of the court. Demanding answers to his 5 questions from Dr. Kamal Hussain, Information Minister Hasanul Haq Inu has said an explanation is due from Dr. Kamal Hussain on horrific crimes including fire terrorism and militancy for the sake of better democracy. He said it is not acceptable that someone will talk of democracy but will not take into account crimes committed by Khaleda and Tariq or will not come forward with an explanation. The Information Minister made the remarks while addressing a huge rally organized by Kior Daulatpur Shibaloi Upazila Jashud in Maniganj today. Jashud Central Committee Joint General Secretary Obadur Rahman Junnu, Shaukat Raihan, Afzal Hussain Khan Joki, Vice Presidents Shafiuddin Molla, Iqbal Hussain Khan and Central and Upazila Jashud leaders also spoke among others at the rally. The Information Minister said if an explanation can be asked for the period spanning from 1971 to 1975, then Khaleda, Tariq and BNP also must explain their association with Razakars and the arson terrorism. Hasanul Haq Inu said mother of Razakars and arson terrorist Khaleda Zia is no alternative to Sheikh Hasina. For now, Sheikh Hasina alone is an alternative to her own self, he added.
Science and Technology Minister Architect Yafes Osman has said use of science and technology in overall development, especially in health sector, is important. He said this while inaugurating a 4-day workshop on radiation oncology in the capital today. Representative of Forum for Nuclear Cooperation in Asia, Tomoyaki Wada, Director of National Institute of Cancer Research Hospital, Professor Musharraf Hussain, President of Oncology Club, Professor M.A. Hai, and Japanese project leader, Professor Shingo Kato, among others, spoke on the occasion. Architect Yafes Osman said modern treatment for cancer patients is available in the country now due to the government's initiatives of adopting advanced technology. A London court has convicted Nasir Ahmed Shaheen, President of United Kingdom unit of Sweচ্ছাসেবক Dol, for vandalizing Bangladesh High Commission office, portrait of father of the nation Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and stealing valuables. London Magistrate Court fined him £1,020, terming his activities as criminal offence. The court also observed that by dishonoring the portrait of father of the nation, the criminals have made blows on emotional, social and psychological sentiment of the whole nation. The three-member court on October 16 initiated the hearing of the case. Meanwhile, Hendon Magistrates Court has set November 8 as a trial date against UK BNP President M.A. Malik over the same shocking incident. On February 7, 2018, BNP leaders and activists carried out the appalling attacks at Bangladesh High Commission office in London.
Now, international news. The Pacific Islands of New Caledonia voted to remain part of France in an independence referendum today. Some 18,000 kilometers from the French mainland, New Caledonia is home to a quarter of the world's known supplies of nickel, a vital electronics component, and is a foothold for France in the Pacific, where China is increasing its influence. On the final count, 56.4% of people had rejected the proposition that New Caledonia become independent. New Caledonia is home to about 175,000 people. Turnout was high for the vote at more than 80%. U.S. voters go to the polls on Tuesday, November 6, to take part in the midterm elections that will help define the remaining 2 years of President Donald Trump's first term in office. All 435 seats in the House of Representatives are up for grabs in the midterms, as well as 35 seats in the Senate and 39 governorships. Trump's Republican Party currently has a majority in the Senate and House of Representatives, but failure to hold on to either could result in political deadlock for the U.S. leader's most ambitious policies. With the midterms just 2 days away, big rallies are expected by U.S. President Donald Trump and former President Barack Obama today.
Now, news and sports. Zimbabwe are leading by 140 runs in the first test against Bangladesh. Select. At the end of the second day, Zimbabwe scored 1 run without any loss in their second innings. Earlier, Bangladesh were all out on 143 runs in their first innings. Zimbabwe were all out on 282 runs in their first innings. In the first innings, Tiger spinner Taijul Islam bagged 6 wickets. And now to end the bulletin, headlines once again. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina urges Qaumi Alim and Ulamas not to heed social media propaganda. Election Commission set to announce election schedule next Thursday. November 8. Movement and dialogue cannot go hand in hand, comments Ubaidul Qadir. Explain fire terrorism and other crimes for better democracy. Information Minister urges Dr. Kamal Hussain. London magistrate finds UK Sweচ্ছাসেবক Dol leader for vandalism in Bangladesh High Commission. Voters in French Pacific territory of Caledonia reject bid for independence. And on second day of select test, Zimbabwe lead Bangladesh by 140 runs in second innings.
That's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for staying with us. We invite you to watch our 11th Bangla News. Until then, Khuda.